So you might find, instead of looking for somebody who is passionate with convictions to be given the opportunity to drive something, they advertise for a job. And the person applies like though he's applying to a bank. Then he'll come there, he'll be a very good CEO, but his agenda is to not, he's not convicted that he needs to agitate, he needs to go out. He will do ABC. If there's a demo, he might say, who can organize a demo? I can give you 10 shillings, go and organize a demo. He doesn't participate in the demo, you see. Unlike in the old when most of them were, you see, even things like the Mau Mau were civil society organizations who came up and said, no, we are not going to sit down. They are not governmental organizations. They are civil society, they were non-governmental, that they thought they picked up methods that tended to be violent sometimes in the circumstances. But our organizations have become bureaucracies, so that there are small governments out of government, and sometimes that has really been a big, big problem, because this guy today will be in civil society, tomorrow he can apply and move to a bank, whatever. So he's a career fellow. He has no convictions, and most of them are like that. If you still have convictions and get out of the way, but most are just career-oriented people who have come there by virtue of the papers they earned. And some people with passion, whom I know in this country with a lot of passion for some of these changes, lack the papers. Never went to university, never did whatever, but they've got the passion, but they're out there, so they cannot populate these organizations, which is, I think, a major handicap that has hit. And that's why you see that now the civil society has become irrelevant. It's largely transactional. It's not transformative. The older society system was a bit transformative. This one is largely transactional. Yes, they can do this, then they can write a report at the end of the year. We did this, we did so many seminars, we did this, we did that. But still, the political action is lacking because they are donor funded. And the donors want to go just a bit. They don't want to largely upset the apple cart, because they constructed the neo-colonial state. This colonial, the so-called world order, and the neo-colonial state fits very well in the new world order, whereby natural resources are not acquired for their value, and finished products are heavily overpriced, and the people with the capital are in the north mainly. The global south has to be subdued for purposes of ensuring cheap raw materials. So with that kind of power construct, then it becomes very difficult for the same characters to fund you to overthrow their interests. So there's need for an organic movements to develop and to tap into local philanthropy. There have been attempts to stop me in what I do. I even got beaten up once, nearly lost my life. But basically, intimidation is a word maybe that does not exist in my vocabulary. If I get convicted that something needs to be done, I'll do it come rain or sunshine. But I'm not suicidal. I'm very conscious about my life. I'm very conscious of how I live, what hours you'll find me out, where you'll find me eating, which kind of company I keep, how I travel. I'm very, very cautious that I step on toes that can hit back and hit back badly. But at the end of the day, those who have come to understand me have found that I don't fight government. I'm a very, very strong supporter of the government. I fight corrupt people in government, and I usually isolate them and take them on. I've never stopped the government from doing any project that is properly conceived. Like even the SGR, which I won the other day, that was contracted outside the law. If you look at the kind of money that was stolen from us, it never went to the government of Kenya. The money that was stolen, it went to private pockets. And those are the private pockets I pursue. And I don't care whether the private pocket is however high they are in the pecking order. But I never fight the government. I fight corrupt individuals within government. I have I've also sometimes engaged without even going to court. I've written letters to the non organization. People realized there was a problem here, and they intervene and they stop it. So what you see in court is not everything I do. Sometimes I actually begin my engagements by writing a letter, and a lot of the issues I raise have been addressed administratively and resolved, because I believe that government is an instrument of good. It's individuals within government who do not have the goodwill at times, who pursue very, very parochial personal agenda that doesn't serve the interests of the community. And so when intimidation comes, it's not the government intimidating me. I make that distinction very important. It's an individual within government trying to think that is a bigger citizen than I am. I don't think civil society is supposed to oppose the government. Civil society is supposed to oppose excesses of government. But where government is doing the right thing, for heaven's sake, we should be at the forefront of engaging, of supporting it. When government says wear a mask, my mask is here. When government says wear a mask because there's corona, keep yourself safe, that I will do. When the government says brave at 50 kilometers here, brave at 80 kilometers here, that I must do, you see. But when the government comes up and says they're building the standard gauge railway for 3 times the market price, that I will not support, that I will fight. Because at the end of the day, the 3 times, the 2 times the price of the extra 2 times of the railway is not going into the government, it's going into individual pockets. So people hiding in government to perpetuate evil are the people we must fight, we must ferret out, isolate, and eliminate.